Like I'm Tyrod.
They hating on me like I'm Tyrod. Yeah, they hating on me like I'm Tyrod. I'm about to prove them wrong like I'm Tyrod. I'm about to prove them wrong like I'm Tyrod. They wanna see me lose like I'm Tyrod. I got something to prove like I'm Tyrod. Swear to God I'm on the move like I'm Tyrod. Swear to God I'm on the move like I'm Tyrod. Taylor.
Wolf of Fantasy Sports back with the Dfs Wolfpack for the 12-19 NBA slate. Looking at DraftKings player pricing. Tonight is a 3-game slate in the NBA, the association. These are some of the players I'm looking at. Now I'm going to show you a few different builds. Playing around with this lineup here. I have a build where I usually try to pick out 3 studs that can get me 50 or 50 plus. John Wall, 50 to 70. You haven't seen 70 in a long time. But John Wall in this matchup versus New Orleans, I'm expecting 50 DraftKings points plus. At 8,800, that's exactly what we want. Looking at Anthony Davis in this matchup versus Markieff, I'm looking at 50 to 70 DraftKings points. That's what I want there. And Kevin Love versus Milwaukee, crushed them last time, I believe 62 DraftKings points. We're looking at 50 plus. So I got 3 players in this lineup that can get me 50 plus. That's John Wall, Anthony Davis, Kevin Love. Now looking at my other plays, I got Dario Saric that could get me 40 here versus Sacramento. So that's one of my 40 spots. Looking at Etuan Moore, if he hits his ceiling of 40 in this matchup versus Washington, which is a little bit of a tough matchup for him, if he can get his shots to drop, if he sees the upside of 35 minutes, he could hit me 35 DraftKings points. Kelly Oubre, small forwards versus New Orleans, if he gets hot shooting the basketball tonight, he can get me upwards of 35 DraftKings points. And then you're looking at Jameer Nelson. He's seeing upwards of 20 plus minutes per game now that he's back. Going up against Washington, if he sees 30 minutes here, he can get you close to about 30 DraftKings points if he has a good game. And Mike Scott, we could see Markieff in foul trouble. Mike Scott could come in and do damage. I think they're going to need Mike Scott to cover the bigs. He could get the rebounds. If he gets some putbacks, some assists, some blocks, he could possibly get you 30 plus DraftKings points. So if you get 50 from John Wall, 50 from Anthony Davis, and 50 from Kevin Love, that's 150. Let's say you get 40 from Etuan Moore, that's 190. 30 from Kelly Oubre, that's 220. 30 from Jameer Nelson, that's 250. 30 from Mike Scott, that's 280. And 40 from Dario Saric, that's 320. So usually when I'm building my lineups, I try to get 3 guys in there that could get me 50 plus. And then I look to get 3 or 4 players, usually 3. So 3 that could get me 50 plus. 3 other players that can get me around 40. And then for the other 2 positions, I'm looking at 30 points from each of them. So if you do 50 times 3, that's 150. Plus 40 times 3, that's 120. 120 plus 150 is 270. Plus 60, 2 players that could give me 30 points. That's 320. So that's usually what I'm looking for when I'm building the DraftKings lineups. 350s, 340s, and 220s. And that's the recipe to success on DraftKings. Now, if you take out Anthony Davis and John Wall, let's say you put in the Greek Freak, and you take out Saric here, I could throw in someone like Drew Holiday that's been balling, getting around 35, 40 minutes per game. Throw him in there. And then I have 6,500 for my remaining position. If I think Willie Cauley-Stein's going to foul out early, or Zach Randolph's going to see 30-plus minutes. He could get 50 here versus Philly. He normally gets up going against another big man. Going up against New Orleans, Zach Randolph said, where I'm from, bullies get bullied. In my hood, bullies get bullied. So going up against Embiid, you would think this would be a prime spot for Zach Randolph. If his price was cheaper, I'd feel a lot more comfortable rolling him out. I think you could roll him out here. I think he could be a low-owned play that goes off and get you 45 DraftKings points. At 6,400, that'd be nice. So let's say you throw him up in here. And now, if you look at his game log, his minutes have went down with Willie Cauley-Stein back. You want 35 minutes out of Zebo at this price. That's what you want. But now that the minutes went down, he's still being productive. And in this matchup, if they keep it close, it's going to be because it'll be due to Zebo. But if he's not getting the start, then I don't like it. I think this game can get away from Sacramento. It's a back-to-back for Philly. That's the only thing in Sacramento's favor here. And it's in Philly, so it all depends. If Zebo gets 35 minutes, I would love to play him. We don't know what his minutes are going to be like. If Cauley-Stein fouls out, picks up a couple fouls early in the first quarter, you might see a lot of Zebo here. And you might see him when Embiid's off the floor. That could be a huge plus to Zebo and his production for the night. So these are a couple builds that I'm toying around with. I'm looking at, as far as point guards go, John Wall under 9,000. Ben Simmons coming off a back-to-back at 9,500. Don't really love it because I think this game blows out. I think Philly takes the lead and runs with it. You look at Bledsoe, Holiday. I'm off Rondo at 6,000. You got Jameer Nelson back cutting into the minutes. Brogdon at 4,800 could be a value saver for you. I'm off Calderon. I know he's getting the minutes. I just don't see it. I like targeting point guards versus Milwaukee. I think that's a mistake. Even at 3,700, I see him with 12 DraftKings points tops. I don't like that. Now, as far as these other players go, Etuan Moore, he's got upside of 30-plus minutes. What he does with him is a little erratic, but he could get you 40 DraftKings points. Tougher of a matchup here. Kelly Oubre with Otto Porter out, 4,700. If you want to play him, you could get an upside game out of him. I like the Greek Freak a lot. A few players I don't want to pay up for tonight. The Greek Freak. I don't love LeBron all that much at 11-6, but he could go off if this game stays close. He's on a triple-double binge right now. He's playing some of the best basketball he's played his whole career, and he's been in the league 15 years. So looking at LeBron, Giannis, and Anthony Davis are my three favorite players to pay up for tonight. And then you got John Wall. So looking at those boys. You can look at Bradley Beal, seems to play better with John Wall on the floor because John Wall picks up the attention. So I like that a little bit too. Kevin Love goes off versus Milwaukee. Last game was ridiculous, 60-plus DraftKings points. Jameer Nelson's getting the minutes. Mike Scott, like I said before, they're going to have to guard those bigs, the Twin Towers, and Anthony Davis and Cousins, and I think Mike Scott's going to be out there. He'll probably see 25-plus minutes. And then you can look at Zach Randolph, a few others. He's risky, but if he gets the minutes, if he sees 30-plus, he could hit 50 DraftKings points and win you a tournament. I love Philly. I would stack Philly if the game stays close. I like a lot of players on Philly. I like Saric. I like Redick. I like Covington, Embiid, Simmons. I like them all. Dwayne Wade's already ruled out. He will not play. That's from Sunday's game. So if Wade's in at 4,800, yeah, he can get you 30, 35 DraftKings points. It's not a matchup that I really like, but I could see it happening. Don't mind Gortat, but you think he would have to see a lot of minutes in this matchup here. And that's pretty much it. There's a few value pieces down here like J.R. Smith, Bogdanovic, Mahimi, that's risky. Kufis, that's risky. There's a few other players down here to look at. Don't really love any of them. I'm going with my original build here. These are some of the players that I'm looking at for tonight. Good luck in your contest. DFS Wolfpack on Instagram and Twitter. If you want to hit me up, join the DFS Wolfpack League. Let me know. And good luck. Let's get to this money. Come on.